like Siddhartha Gautama became the Buddha. It's the Buddha nature. Buddha wasn't his name. He became the Buddha, which means the same thing as the Christ. People who put Jesus Christ together, that's just the way they've been taught. You know, but to us, Christ is a principle of understanding the God within. Jesus was a dude. A real dude. Let's make it real personal. He's our brother, you know? Okay, Patty, last one.
Okay, my question has to do with this a sick thing.
Make it like it's an ice cream cone.
So my question has to do with a situation where, with health situations where you'd be asked to fill out advance directives, which would be identifying your wishes, if you were unable to make them for yourself. What is the philosophy around that in terms of, you know, having positive thoughts versus
taking those kind of actions?
Yes.
Okay, so does everybody know what an advance directive is?
No.
Yes.
There was a couple of no's. Let's say you're going in for a surgery, and something happens in that surgery, and you don't come out of it. Or you've come out of it, you're awake, but you're like maybe in a vegetative state. Something as an advance directive would explain your wishes. So how many heroic means do you want them to go through to save your life? It would be an advance directive. That kind of thing. What are your wishes? Do not resuscitate, that kind of thing. I'm sure there's a lot more to it, but the simple answer is, before you go into it, do you fill out an advance directive? And I'm going to add on that, if you're okay, the thing like buying insurance and such like that, because isn't that what you're talking about? The idea of, this philosophy says, you know, only look to what you want. Look towards the positive. Expect the great things. Have expectancy of all the wonderful things coming in your life. And then what about these things, right? Advance directives or buying insurance or things like that. This is how I would explain it. We are spiritual beings working with this spiritual law that I described earlier, having a human experience. Our human experience has things like, maybe you are going to die, we are all going to die. Maybe you get a flood in your house. You know, we buy insurances, we do advance directives so that we can make a plan in our human form. They're not opposed to each other. I think that's what I'm hearing in your question, right? That are they opposed? So if I believe that everything is fine and God is right where I am and I'm going to go into the surgery and everything is whole, perfect, and complete, then why would I need that advance directive? Exactly. We are having a human experience. Stuff does happen. And so it doesn't say, this philosophy doesn't say don't make a plan. Don't do things like taking out, I'm usually taking out insurance because gosh, don't we all have some kind of, we have car insurance, health insurance, home insurance, so that it helps us out in the event that something happens that was unforeseen. What's coming to mind right now is Ernest Holmes says, we use whatever method is available to us on our journey. And he says it in this regard, whether it's a pill or a prayer, you use what you can use as a tool on your journey. I would say that if we could just have that full-blown consciousness, you know, instantly downloaded, we probably wouldn't need it. But most of us, it's a process of getting there. So I look at it as the journey that I'm on is going to take twists in the road that I may go, oh, I didn't expect this one. So it's a tool. It's a tool. Advance directive, insurance, those types of things are tools. Use everything you can. And let me finish it with this. It's the mindset from which we do it. It's the mindset. Everything is the mindset. If I buy insurance or do an advance directive with a mindset of fear, it's a very different thought, different consciousness of doing it with the mindset of plan. You know, I'm going into the surgery, the fact that I'm coming out of this thing, and baby, I'm going to feel good when I'm done. And then I have a plan. So the mindset of which we do anything, is the consciousness that we're talking about. And that's a perfect note to leave it on, because consciousness is the word we talk about all the time. What's your consciousness? It's not what happens, it's not exactly what we do, but it's the consciousness that you do anything from. Perfect place to end. So let's close our eyes. How fun. I close my eyes and I go to that place of consciousness inside of me. The place of consciousness that connects with the God of my understanding. And as I connect with it, what I understand is that God is not somewhere outside of me, but is right here. Everywhere present, as a matter of fact. And my understanding of God says there's only one thing. This one thing must be love. It must be giving of itself. This one thing must be creative. I look around and I see evidence on the planet. All those beautiful flowers and trees and birds that Pat spoke of earlier. That to me is evidence of a creative power of God. God must be an intelligent force. Look at all the inventions of humankind. All the intelligent ideas. This God must be a whole and perfect and complete presence. And so I start with that conscious awareness. And I align myself with it. Knowing that right here where I am, I may not be all that the source is, but all that I am must be of the source. So my intelligence is God's intelligence. My love is God's love. My creativity is God's creativity. My tools are God's tools. Everything that I know about myself, I know comes from that higher power. And so I feel it intimately in my heartbeat, in my breath, in my activities, and I allow it to guide me. And whatever I know is my truth. I know is the truth for all human beings, all creatures, all animals, all flowers, trees. The very air that we breathe is vibrant with this energy that I call God. And so feeling it around me and within me, and knowing that it is our truth of all of us. I speak a word for us, that as we ask questions, we receive answers, whether from books or from speakers or from an instantaneous inner knowing as we sit quietly. That every answer we could ever possibly need is already here and available to us. I speak this word today knowing that our conscious understanding of God expands this day. That as we walk through our human experience, we take with us, inside of us, this feeling that God is right where I am. And that is good. And we let it guide, and we let it move, and we let it teach and form from the inside. And so understanding this intimacy that each one of us has with this one source. I'm so grateful that it's moving through us now as always. I'm grateful that its consciousness is expanding our understanding of what life is and who we are. I'm grateful for the questions. I'm grateful for the answers. I'm grateful for this philosophy and this teaching. I'm grateful for each person who participated today in this question and answer game. And so with a wonderful sense of gratitude bubbling in my heart, I just release this prayer into the spiritual law, which says, yes, that is true. And I let go, and I let God. And so it is. Fun.
And now is the time of the service that I invite you to take out your program. I look above my head on the screen. We have the affirmation. I'll read it first and then invite you to read it a second time. The intelligence of the source is available to me from many avenues. I enjoy exploring both the questions and the answers. I allow a new awareness to expand my mind and enliven my heart.